In this course, I want to review the early Greek philosophy because I want to focus on the very birth of what we call philosophy today, and over the centuries in our civilization. Because not just because I have a historical interest in this. I mean, I do. I mean, it's fascinating to study this part of our history, our intellectual history, and also of our culture. There are authors in that part of our history who are fascinating even today. I mean, even for some movie references. Think of the four elements, right? That were proposed by Empedocles, this Sicilian philosopher. Or think of the fire by Heraclitus. I mean, there are things which are fascinating even culturally, but this is not my interest. My interest is that I believe that these first philosophers can be correctly considered the fathers of philosophy, because they discovered the right way to develop our rationality in a philosophical way. And what they did, and this is why they can be still the best teachers for us, what they did is still underlying, is providing the background for every good philosophy in history. So whatever we do, if we do it correctly, fruitfully in philosophy, must somehow go back to the kind of rationality they discovered, which I call the logic of becoming. And of course, I'm not the only one. I mean, I'm not claiming that I'm telling you something new. I'm telling you something, though, which is neglected, highly neglected, and which is, I think, basic, fundamental for our philosophical studies and for our rational studies in general. So I want to go back to these very important and fascinating authors, but not all of them, just the very beginning, and up to Socrates and the beginning of moral philosophy and the philosophy of the human being and the big systems of Plato and Aristotle. I want to focus on the very beginning, that part which is often called the naturalistic part of early Greek philosophy, from Thales to the pluralists, so-called, and because I think that they are the best teachers of what we actually do when we do philosophy, and that's why it's so important to go back to their thought.